Welcome to a brand new episode of the UFO Show. In this installment, the government's UAP Task Force gets yet another new name and a new job responsibility. Former President Bill Clinton reveals he sent men to Area 51 to look for aliens, and a Florida man on a mission has a very interesting warning to the Space Force. Let's get to it. Good news for those of us who never got used to calling the Pentagon's UAP Task Force the Airborne Object Identification and Management Group, or AOI-MSG for short. Not that that's much better. The ungainly name for the department has received something of a cleaner upgrade, but perhaps more importantly, its responsibilities have expanded. On July 20th of 2022, the Deputy Secretary of Defense, Kathleen Hicks, announced that the AOI-MSG will now be known as the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO for short. Okay, not a tremendous upgrade, but it'll do. According to a press release issued on defense.gov, the mission of the AARO will be to synchronize efforts across the Department of Defense and with other U.S. federal departments and agencies to detect, identify, and attribute objects of interest in, on, or near military installations, operating areas, training areas, special use airspace, and other areas of interest. That includes, quote, anomalous, unidentified space, airborne, submerged, or trans-medium objects. If you're curious about that last one, a trans-medium object is defined as any object or device that is observed to transition between space and the atmosphere, or between the atmosphere and a body of water. As we know well, certain UAPs have been observed moving underwater as well as above it. Back in May of 2021, a leaked video from the US Navy showed evidence of this very intriguing phenomenon. In a statement, the Undersecretary of Defense commented, quote, "It is vital to our national security and the safety of our military personnel that we maintain awareness of anomalous objects in all domains." The government, of course, goes to great lengths to separate their ideas of what UAPs are from what we'd like to think. Though they've been upfront about their concerns over unidentified flying objects intruding on U.S. airspace, especially over military bases, they're hesitant to come out and say the word extraterrestrial. One such person is General Glenn Van Herk, the commander of NORAD, or the North American Aerospace Defense Command. Van Herk was asked by the Washington Post whether or not there would be any changes in Homeland Protection in light of all this UAP talk. And the general responded, quote, "My job as the NORAD commander is to identify every single UAP, or whatever it is. What I would report to you is I've yet to find one that had aliens or was a spaceship that we've identified." Way to be a buzzkill, General. The AARO will serve as the main office for all UAP-related activities for the Department of Defense, and all of the materials prepared by the previous UAP Task Force were immediately handed over to this new bureau. Now it just remains to be seen how transparent the AARO will be with the public going forward. They've even set up a Twitter profile, so perhaps keeping an eye on that going forward will bear some interesting fruit. All things considered, this is yet another positive step toward learning more about what's flying around up there. The news also comes on the heels of NASA's surprise announcement in June that they are setting up their own office devoted to studying UAPs, with a promise to release their findings sometime in 2023. Let's hope that proves to be a big year for UAP enthusiasts around the globe. Nowadays, it seems like politicians, active or retired, are more willing than ever to discuss their history with UFOs. We've even heard Barack Obama talk about the subject.
I can't reveal anything.
Oh, really?
We've heard Trump discuss it.
I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting.
Hell, Jimmy Carter even filed a report saying he saw a UFO right before he became governor of Georgia. The latest big name in politics to make a startling admission on the topic is Bill Clinton, who, as you well know, was President of the U.S. from 1993 to 2001. Clinton recently opened up about his brief fling with the paranormal, although he's still being a little too coy on the matter, if you ask us. Appearing on The Late Show with James Corden, Clinton claims he tried to find out everything he could about what happened all those decades ago at Roswell, New Mexico. And, even more shocking, he sent people to check out Area 51 to make sure there were no aliens. Evidently, among the lucky people sent were Clinton's former National Security Advisor, Sandy Berger, but the results of the search weren't exactly revolutionary. That being considered, Clinton also revealed that he spoke to a team of scientists at the W.M. Keck Observatory, which hosts one of the most powerful telescopes in the world. And they let him know they're all in on the idea there's life out there beyond the stars. This isn't the first time Clinton has touched on the subject. Just in 2021, he noted that there's plenty up there we don't know about.
There are things flying around up there that we haven't fully identified.
Preach, Bubba, preach. You know we're not going to leave you without an off-the-wall UFO story today. And this one involves a Florida man. And don't Florida man and aliens go together like peanut butter and jelly? This particular Florida man is Corey Allen Johnson, a 29-year-old resident of Ocala, Central Florida. In late July of 2022, Johnson stole a pickup truck and drove it to the Patrick Space Force Base in Brevard County. What prompted this frenzied journey to Space Force? According to comments from the sheriff's office in Brevard, Johnson heard the president's voice in his head telling him to steal the truck and drive it there. The reason for the mission? It was Johnson's responsibility to warn Space Force about a, quote, war going on between U.S. aliens and Chinese dragons. Sadly, it doesn't appear Johnson provided further details regarding this most shocking news, and he was subsequently booked for Grand Theft Auto. Honestly, as the Space Force is still relatively new, we're not sure how they'd handle the dragons versus aliens fight in the sky, but sure would be interesting to find out. In related news, it was revealed Florida has the second most UFO sightings in the U.S. Data from the National UFO Reporting Center suggests that California has by far the most per year, while the Sunshine State comes in number 2. Rounding out the top 5 are Washington State, Texas, and, believe it or not, New York. Florida is also home to one of the country's foremost UFO sighting hotspots, Gulf Breeze. The city attracted national attention in the late 80s thanks to dozens of UFO sightings, including the infamous Gulf Breeze UFO incident, in which a man named Ed Walters alleged he caught UFOs on film, and he was one of many who saw the unidentifiable things. Sightings in that vicinity continue to this day, specifically at Shoreline Park, where people reportedly see all manner of unusual things in the sky and in nearby woods. Incidentally, if you don't want to see a UFO, head to either North Dakota or South Dakota, as the states boast the lowest amount of UFO sightings in the country. Perhaps it's due to their low population densities, or maybe they're just not as keen on joining the adventure with the rest of us. If you or someone you know lives there, please take a moment to glance up at the sky tonight. If you end up seeing a UFO fighting a dragon, please report it to the proper authorities in the most legal way possible. That's it for now, folks. The truth is out there, somewhere, and we're going to be keeping an eye on things for all you true believers. And if you have anything to share with us, don't hesitate to send us an email at ufoshow@joeblow.com. We're eager to hear from all of our fellow UFO and outer space enthusiasts. Also, please share your thoughts and any cool extraterrestrial news you have in the comments section. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, as we're going to be your one-stop shop for all things alien going forward. Until next month, keep watching the skies.